Have you ever wondered why, despite your efforts, you still struggle to speak English fluently? You're not alone. Many learners dedicate hours to studying English, yet feel frustrated when they can't express themselves confidently in conversations. This common struggle often stems from a combination of psychological barriers, insufficient practice, and ineffective learning methods. For many, the fear of making mistakes or being judged holds them back from speaking freely. Others may lack confidence, feeling anxious in social situations where they have to speak English. Beyond psychological hurdles, practical issues also arise. Limited opportunities to practice speaking, focusing too much on grammar instead of communication, and inconsistent learning routines can hinder progress. Additionally, many learners rely on passive methods like watching videos or listening to audio without engaging in active speaking practice. Understanding these challenges is the first step toward overcoming them. By identifying the main reasons why speaking English feels so difficult, we can explore actionable solutions that target these issues directly. From building confidence and creating immersive environments to adopting more effective learning techniques, there are practical steps you can take to improve your fluency. This exploration will provide you with the tools and strategies needed to finally speak English with ease and confidence. Psychological barriers. One of the most significant hurdles to speaking English fluently is the psychological barrier many learners face. This includes fear of making mistakes, lack of confidence, and anxiety when speaking. And fear of making mistakes. Fear of making mistakes is a common issue among language learners. Many people worry about being judged or ridiculed for their errors, which can create a mental block. This fear often leads to avoidance of speaking altogether, preventing the necessary practice that leads to improvement. The truth is, making mistakes is a natural part of learning any language. Embracing these mistakes as learning opportunities rather than failures is essential. B. Lack of confidence. Confidence plays a crucial role in language learning. Without self-belief, it's challenging to muster the courage to practice speaking. Building confidence starts with acknowledging small successes, such as correctly pronouncing a word or constructing a simple sentence. Positive reinforcement, whether from a teacher, peer, or self-assessment, can help reinforce these successes. Setting realistic goals and celebrating each milestone can gradually build a stronger sense of self-assurance. C. Anxiety in speaking. Anxiety can manifest in various forms, such as nervousness when speaking in front of others. This situational anxiety can be overwhelming, making it difficult to think clearly or remember vocabulary. To combat this, learners can use coping mechanisms like breathing exercises to calm nerves. Gradual exposure to speaking situations, starting with one-on-one conversations and slowly progressing to larger groups, can help desensitize the anxiety. Over time, these strategies can reduce the fear and make speaking English a more comfortable experience. By addressing these psychological barriers, learners can create a more supportive and conducive environment for language acquisition, paving the way for greater fluency and confidence in English speaking. Insufficient practice. A major reason many people struggle to speak English fluently is insufficient practice. This often stems from limited speaking opportunities, over-reliance on passive learning methods, and inconsistent practice routines. And limited speaking opportunities. Many learners lack an environment where they can regularly practice speaking English. This is especially true in non-English speaking countries where opportunities to engage in real conversations are scarce. Without regular practice, it's challenging to build the necessary fluency and confidence. To overcome this, learners can seek out language exchange partners, native speakers who want to learn their language in return. Joining English-speaking clubs, online forums, or local meetups can also provide valuable practice opportunities, creating a supportive environment for practicing conversational skills. 2. Over-reliance on passive learning. Another common issue is relying too heavily on passive learning methods, such as watching English movies or listening to podcasts. While these activities help with comprehension and vocabulary, they don't necessarily improve speaking skills. Active practice is crucial for developing fluency. This means engaging in conversations, practicing speaking out loud, and participating in activities that require verbal communication. Conversational practice, where learners actively use new vocabulary and grammatical structures, is essential for reinforcing learning and building speaking confidence. C. Inconsistent practice. Sporadic or inconsistent practice can significantly hinder progress. Language learning requires regular and sustained effort to retain information and build on previous knowledge. Inconsistent practice leads to forgetting previously learned material, making it difficult to progress. To counter this, learners should establish a consistent and structured practice routine. Setting aside dedicated time each day or week for focused practice ensures steady improvement. Incorporating speaking exercises, reading aloud, or engaging in regular conversations can help maintain momentum and lead to long-term fluency. By addressing these issues, learners can ensure they get the regular, active practice needed to improve their English speaking skills effectively. Ineffective learning methods. Many learners struggle with speaking English fluently because of ineffective learning methods. These methods often focus too much on grammar, lack real-life application, and rely on monotonous techniques that hinder engagement and retention. N. Focus on grammar over speaking. One of the most common pitfalls in language learning is an overemphasis on grammar rules at the expense of communication. While understanding grammar is important, prioritizing it too heavily can create a barrier to fluent speech. Learners may become overly concerned with constructing perfect sentences, leading to hesitation and lack of confidence in speaking. To develop fluency, it's essential to balance grammar knowledge with practical speaking practice. Engaging in conversations and focusing on communication allows learners to use grammar in context, helping them internalize rules naturally rather than through rote memorization. B. Lack of real-life application. Another ineffective method is learning English in isolation without applying it to real-life situations. This can make the language feel abstract and irrelevant. Integrating English into daily routines helps bridge this gap. Simple actions like thinking in English, labeling household items with their English names, or writing a journal in English can make the language a part of everyday life. These practices provide context and relevance, making it easier for learners to recall and use language in practical situations. C. Monotonous learning techniques. Traditional learning methods can often be monotonous and disengaging, leading to boredom and lack of motivation. Methods like repetitive drills or textbook exercises may not hold learners' interest or encourage active participation. To make learning more engaging, it's beneficial to incorporate diverse techniques such as language games, mobile apps, interactive storytelling, and role-playing scenarios. These methods make learning fun and interactive, which enhances retention and encourages consistent practice. By addressing these ineffective methods and adopting more balanced, real-life, and engaging approaches, learners can improve their speaking skills and find more enjoyment in the process of learning English. Language environment. A crucial factor in learning to speak English fluently is the language environment. A lack of immersion and the influence of a learner's native language can significantly hinder progress. A. Lack of immersion. Immersion is one of the most effective ways to learn a new language. Being surrounded by English speakers provides constant exposure to the language, helping learners pick up pronunciation, idiomatic expressions, and cultural nuances naturally. However, many learners don't have access to an English-speaking environment, which can slow down their progress. To compensate for this, learners can create a mini immersion environment at home. This might involve listening to English music, watching English movies or TV shows, and reading English books or articles daily. Additionally, setting the language on devices like phones and computers to English can provide constant exposure, helping learners become more familiar with the language in everyday contexts. Influence of native language. Another common challenge is the over-reliance on translating from the native language to English. This approach can lead to awkward phrasing and slow down the thought process, as learners have to mentally convert sentences before speaking. To overcome this, learners should focus on thinking directly in English. This shift can be encouraged by practicing direct language use, such as forming thoughts, writing notes, or speaking to oneself in English without translating. Engaging in activities like journaling in English or using English to plan the day can help internalize the language, making it more natural and intuitive over time. By addressing the lack of immersion and reducing the reliance on translation, learners can create a more effective language environment that supports fluent and confident English speaking. Cultural factors. Cultural factors play a significant role in how learners approach speaking English. Different communication styles and societal expectations can both impact confidence and fluency. Different communication styles. Cultural differences in communication styles can affect how learners speak English. In some cultures, communication is more indirect, with a greater emphasis on politeness and formality, while in English-speaking cultures, communication may be more direct and informal. These differences can lead to misunderstandings or discomfort for learners, making them hesitant to engage in conversations. Understanding and adapting to these cultural nuances is crucial. Learners can benefit from studying cultural aspects of English-speaking countries, such as common idioms, gestures, and social norms. Engaging with native speakers and observing their communication styles can also help learners become more comfortable and effective in their interactions. Societal expectations. Societal expectations can put immense pressure on learners to speak English perfectly, which often leads to avoidance behavior. The fear of being judged for making mistakes can discourage learners from practicing, which is essential for improvement. To combat this, it is important to foster a growth mindset, where mistakes are viewed as an integral part of the learning process, rather than failures. Encouraging learners to embrace their errors as opportunities to learn and grow can help reduce the fear of judgment. This mindset shift can be supported by creating a supportive environment where learners feel safe to practice and make mistakes without criticism. By understanding the impact of cultural factors and shifting societal expectations, learners can become more comfortable speaking English. This helps build the confidence needed to engage in conversations and improve fluency over time, leading to a more positive and effective language learning experience. Practical solutions and tips. Overcoming challenges in speaking English requires practical strategies and consistent effort. By engaging in regular conversations, setting realistic goals, utilizing technology, and seeking feedback, learners can improve their fluency and confidence. And engage in regular conversations. One of the most effective ways to improve speaking skills is through regular conversations in English. Learners can take practical steps to initiate these interactions, such as joining language exchange groups, attending English-speaking meetups, or even practicing with friends or family members who are fluent. Online platforms and social media also provide opportunities to connect with English speakers globally, making it easier to find conversation partners. B. Set realistic goals. Setting achievable milestones is essential for maintaining motivation and tracking progress. Instead of aiming for perfection, learners should focus on incremental improvements, such as mastering a specific set of vocabulary or being able to hold a short conversation. Celebrating these small wins helps build confidence and keeps learners motivated. Over time, these milestones add up to significant progress, making the overall goal of fluency more attainable. C. Use technology and resources. Technology offers a wealth of resources for language learners. Mobile apps like Duolingo, Babbel, and Memrise provide interactive exercises to practice speaking, listening, and grammar. Online courses and video tutorials can offer structured learning paths, while language learning communities on platforms like Reddit or Facebook can provide support and motivation. These tools make it easier to practice regularly and learn at one's own pace. D. Seek feedback and learn from mistakes. Constructive feedback is crucial for improvement. Learners should seek feedback from teachers, peers, or language exchange partners, focusing on areas where they can improve. Embracing mistakes as learning opportunities allows for growth. Understanding where errors occur helps refine language skills and boosts confidence in speaking. By implementing these practical solutions, learners can create a well-rounded and effective approach to improving their English-speaking abilities. Conclusion. In summary, the journey to speaking English fluently involves overcoming various challenges, from psychological barriers and insufficient practice to ineffective learning methods and cultural factors. Addressing these obstacles requires a combination of regular practice, active engagement, realistic goal setting, and the use of supportive technology and feedback. It's important for learners to remember that while these challenges may seem daunting, they are not insurmountable. With persistence, determination, and the right strategies, anyone can improve their English-speaking skills. Building confidence, embracing mistakes as part of the learning process, and seeking out opportunities for real-life application are all essential steps toward fluency. Now is the perfect time to take action. Whether it's joining a conversation group, setting a small achievable goal, or trying out a new language app, every small effort contributes to progress. The key is to start today and keep moving forward. By committing to consistent practice and seeking out resources and support, learners can make significant strides in their English-speaking journey. The path to fluency is a marathon, not a sprint, and every step brings you closer to your goal. So take that first step now and embark on your journey to becoming a confident English speaker.